With your forecast first, here's Chief Meteorologist Aaron Ayers.
Good evening, team. Thanks for joining us for Ksan News at 6. We've got beautiful blue skies and a beautiful sunset on the horizon. 51 degrees in San Angelo Junction, sitting at 51. It's 50 in Sonora, 47 in Brady. Ozona sitting at 48 as we go overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Another cold night in store for us as temperatures fall into the 20s tomorrow morning under clear conditions. We'll talk about those cold temperatures coming up later in the broadcast. Ksan News starts right now.
Coming up on Ksan News, San Angelo law enforcement responded to reports of a drowning on Beverly Drive today. We'll tell you more. Then we'll take a look at our local coronavirus data for right here in Tom Green County. And we've got a live look at the West Texas Rehab Telethon and Auction.
Now, from San Angelo's news channel, home of the Winter Olympics and Super Bowl 56, this is your Ksan News at 6.
Good evening. I'm Nick Baker, and you're watching Ksan News at 6. Our top story tonight. Just before 3 this afternoon, San Angelo law enforcement responded to reports of a drowning on Beverly Drive. Upon arrival, law enforcement determined that the individual involved was deceased. The investigation is still ongoing, but at this time, what we do know is that law enforcement are considering this death one of natural causes. As we continue to find out more, we'll bring you all the details. And coming up this weekend is the 52nd annual West Texas Rehab Telethon and Auction. This year's telethon will feature live music from country music artists such as Sawyer Brown and Gabby Barrett and others. As well, we'll have more than 600 items up for auction. All proceeds are benefiting the West Texas Rehab Center, which provides outpatient rehabilitation for both adults and children. President and CEO of West Texas Rehab, Steve Martin, says the telethon and auction are crucial in helping these patients' recovery. Our sister station, KLST's Carolyn McEnroe, will be out at the Abilene Convention Center in just a few minutes with more on the event. And now let's take a look at our local coronavirus data for right here in Tom Green County. In news, it's a big night for 1A girls basketball in the Concho Valley. Robert Lee and Erie County face off. Jaden has the details later in sports. But before we break, let's head over to Aaron Ayers in the Storm Team Weather Center for a check on the forecast. Aaron.
Nick, it was a beautiful, bright, sunshiny day for us today. A look at our time lapse from downtown San Angelo this afternoon. A beautiful sunset taking place just a few minutes ago, and currently ongoing temperatures start to fall into the lower 50s. We've got to look at our allergen outlook. Main allergens being juniper yesterday at 5.2, today at 3.9, tomorrow it's going to be at a 3.8. That's a low medium category for allergens. We've got some really cold temperatures on the way. We're going to talk about that coming up a little bit later in the show.
You're watching Ksan News at 6 with Nick Baker, Chief Meteorologist Aaron Ayers, and Jaden Hart with sports.